Hey guys, and welcome to another video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Natalie Matthews. Welcome. I am an Ifbb Bikini Pro, and I'm a vegan chef. Through this platform, I share fit vegan recipes and my personal journey to the stage. Today's video is going to be a Q&A video. I went on Instagram and asked you guys to ask me some questions, so I'll be answering all of those today for you. Let's get started. All right. Question number 1. How often do you do cardio in the improvement season? So in the improvement season, just like I am reverse dieting, I am also reversing cardio just because I want to get my body back into a great starting point for prep next year. I am slowly decreasing cardio over time, but not completely getting rid of it. I'm still going to do it every now and then, and I'm still going to continue doing my daily walks. I walk around my neighborhood a lot. I never did crazy cardio. I always did steady state, and then at the beginning of my prep this year, I did some HIIT and some spinning, but for the most part, it was just steady state walking. At this moment, I am doing 25 minutes, which is a decrease from 45 minutes, which was the most I did during my prep. Hopefully I can get down to 15 or 10 minutes. I still enjoy cardio. Like I said, I do not want to remove it completely, but I do want to decrease it so we can use cardio as a fat loss tool when I'm getting ready to step back on stage and start prep again. Second question, how hard is the reverse diet process? For those of you that don't know what reverse dieting is basically the opposite of prep. So we are slowly adding calories back in to get ourselves back into a healthy body fat range, to get our hormones in balance after prep, to start increasing our strength gains and our muscle gains and improve our physique so we can bring the very best package next time that we step on stage. So right now I'm currently reverse dieting. My goal with this reverse diet is to really increase my calories so I can diet and have an amazing starting point for next year. I am not gonna lie, reverse dieting after being on prep for so long was very hard. This time was the hardest time for me. The first 2 to 3 weeks, it was like a transition period for my body to like balance itself out, figure out what the hell it's doing with all these extra calories. And it was hard, it was hard. It was almost like the more that we were increasing calories, the harder it was for me to hit them, because it was almost like my metabolism was ramping up and I was getting more and more hungry. So it was hard at the beginning, but I feel like now that I'm 2 months into improvement season, my body is thanking me. It's in a really good place. I'm really happy. I no longer have diet brain. That's like the best thing. My strength is slowly coming back. My muscles are looking fuller. I definitely put on some body fat, but it's okay. I am embracing the gains 110%. Again, I want to bring my very best next year, and I know this is part of it. I'm right now 10 pounds over stage weight, and this is my happy place. I am planning on maintaining here for a little bit before we start increasing again, but I'm just happy. I'm happy. Yeah, it was really, really hard at the very beginning. So having a set plan and really being open about my struggle with my coach really helped me. And just having him through my improvement season as an accountability partner is amazing. Last year, I did my improvement season with Coach Paul as well. And I did so much in such little time. I felt like I improved so much that I can't wait to see how we improve on this year. So even though it's been hard, I am sticking through it because I'm coming for that pro debut and I really want to do good. Next question, when you took a year back in 2016 to build muscle, did you have a trainer? So a little backstory, I did a bulk for a whole year before I ever stepped on stage because I wanted an amazing foundation before I started prep. I built my body to a great starting point so I could shred down for a show. So for the whole 2016 or most of that year, I focused on eating a lot, I focused on lifting heavy, and I did not have a trainer. Me and my husband did a lot of research. I followed Coach Paul, who's now my coach, but at that time he wasn't. I follow a lot of his training philosophies, and I did research, and so did my husband. So my husband kind of like coached me through that year, and he set up an amazing building program for me, and it was just really, really nice to have like a long-term goal and really execute every single day. And I made sure that my weight at the gym was slowly increasing over time. Like every time I would pick a weight, I made sure to track my lifts and to make sure that I was putting more weight on the bar every time I would come and just push myself, put those calories to use. So you don't need a coach if you don't want to or if you can't afford it, but it does help. This will be my second season using a coach. I used Coach Paul last year for my improvement season, and I am using him for this improvement season again, because I really, really do think having an accountability partner and having somebody there to guide you through it, it's amazing. So I am enjoying having a coach. It just takes a lot of the thinking out of it, and he gives me my program, and I just have to execute my weights and push myself and just follow the plan. I just want to focus on being an athlete. I'm really, really busy with a lot of things going on, so having a coach is crucial for me during this time. And now that I'm a pro, I just want to make the most out of it. So yeah, I do recommend having a coach in your improvement season, especially if you want to be very competitive in your prep. You definitely need to start with a coach way before you start prep. How are you dealing with weight gain post-show mentally? So I am not gonna lie, again, the first 2 to 3 weeks was very, very hard on me, but I know it's necessary, and I know that staying stage lean is not something where I want to be, at least personally. I do love how the shreds look. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I do not feel my best when I'm that lean for a very long time. When I'm at this weight, this is where I'm at my happiest. This is where I'm most comfortable in my own skin. So I do understand, and I look at this sport very maturely. So even though that transitional period, going from a show to start gaining weight, is very, very mentally hard, just because your body is all over the place. It's just hard seeing yourself after all these months. It can definitely be mentally draining. But if you understand and you have a set plan in place, it'll be a lot easier. And just understanding that this is a sport and an improvement season is just as important as prep. All right, how many calories do you eat during the off season? The only reason I am going to share with you is because I get so many questions about this. But there's no perfect number. We're slowly increasing over time, so that means that my calories are not the same all the time. The body adjusts to certain amounts, so we're always adjusting all the time. But at this moment, I am eating around 2,200 calories. I hope to get them back up to 2,500. Last year, I got up to 2,600, and the year before that, I was eating a lot. I was eating around 3,000, but I gained too much body fat, so I don't want to get back to that. But this year, I'm just taking my time with it. My goal is to get those macros as high as possible. But yeah, I'm eating around 2,200 calories. I feel really good. I don't feel hungry. I feel satisfied after each meal, and I have a free meal on the weekends to enjoy a nice dinner date with my husband or to go out with my friends, which is really, really nice. But remember, nobody is the same, and right now my goals are to maintain / put a little bit more muscle on very slowly. So do not follow my macro recommendations because it might make you gain weight. We're all different. We're all so different. Like I said, every year is kind of different depending on my personal goals at that specific time. So just have that in mind. There's no perfect number. The perfect number is the one right for you. And you just just kind of have to do some trial and error and figure out your baseline maintenance macros to adjust from there. Do you work out every day? During prep, I still have 2 days off, and then right now I still have 2 days off. So I have 5 days a week where I do my regular workouts, and then I have 2 days off. During those 2 days off, I guess you could call it active rest days. I do some steady state cardio. I just walk around and things like that. I don't work out every day. Rest days are very, very important. This is when your muscles recover. This is where your muscles grow. So rest is just as important as any workout day. Are you planning on giving your body a break from competing this year? The answer to that is yes. I'm thinking about taking 6 to 7 months off before I start prep again. So I hope to start prep early next year and then see when I'm ready, and whenever I'm ready, I'll pick a show. But for now, yes, I do need a little bit of a break. My body definitely was asking me for one at the very end of this competition season. How do you train legs more than once a week? I get so sore, I have to wait 5 to 6 days. I think I'm used to it. I mean, I only train legs 2 times per week. Those 2 times I go really, really hard. And yes, I do get sore, but I implement a few rest days in between. I'm training other body parts, and I've been lifting for a very long time now. I also been an athlete for almost my whole life. I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to it, but I do stretch a lot, and I stretch after my workouts. I warm up before my workouts. I do some glute activation movements with a band. So things like that help me recover a little bit faster. This is a fun one. What would your last meal on earth be? It can be as many or as few courses as you wish. My last meal. Should I go savory or sweet? Well, if it's a savory dish, probably nachos. Vegan nachos, like loaded vegan nachos. And then if it's dessert, ice cream. I pick ice cream any day of the week. What are your short and long-term goals during this off season? So like I said, my short-term and kind of / long-term goals is to be at the Olympia stage 2019. Short-term goals would be get my calories back up, release my cookbook, and keep doing more meetups and doing more events, more fit expos next year. It's honestly one of my favorite things to go to all these events and really get to connect with all of you. It's like the only time where I get to like know you, know who's behind of the screen, and connect and know your story, and it's really, really impactful for me and so rewarding. So that's one of my biggest goals, to continue doing more events, things like that, to continue meeting you guys. Yeah, I think those are my short and long-term goals at this moment. What helps you stay consistent with diet post-show, especially after eating a grand cheat meal, because you deserve it? Yes, we do deserve that epic cheat day, or 2 or 3 after a show. Honestly, I made this into my lifestyle, so getting back on the grind or getting back into my regular routine is just that. It's become my lifestyle, my routine. It's not too hard. Just because the show is over doesn't mean that I stop doing everything. I'm still training. I'm just, instead of eating at a deficit, I'm eating at a surplus. It's just shifting your goals, and what helps me stay on track is having a plan, a clear and precise plan, and I voice it to you guys, so you guys keep me accountable. I voice it to my coach, and I voice it to my husband and my loved ones. It's just very easy to stay on track when you make this into your lifestyle. Do you take any kind of creatine or other muscle building supplements? The only muscle building supplement I take is creatine monohydrate. Almost every creatine out there in the market will be vegan because it's made in a lab. I love it because it helps me keep my muscles full. It just helps me with strength gains. Honestly, when I stopped taking it, I noticed an insane difference in my strength. So I make sure to take this. My coach has me doing 3 grams, and that's what I take. I take protein powder from time to time. I do really like just honestly eating my protein from food, and then I utilize protein powders whenever I'm on a pinch or something like that. But I don't rely on supplementation to build muscle. I rely on a strength progression program where you just go to the gym and you're pushing yourself, you're tracking your lifts and improving those lifts over time. So if you're putting more weight on that bar and you're eating enough to support those lifts, you're gonna build muscle. This is a very good question. Why no oil? I do not consume, at least I don't cook with any oils whatsoever. If I go out, obviously my food is gonna have oil. That's a free meal, I'm good with that. But if I'm cooking, I do not add any oil to my food because I'd rather just eat an amazing healthy fat than extracted oil. If you kind of put it into perspective, 1 tablespoon of oil is about 100 calories of just pure fat. I can eat half an avocado for that amount, and avocado is rich in vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and fiber. So when I put it in a scale, I'd rather have avocado, nuts, or seeds than just a tablespoon of oil that provides no nutrient value whatsoever. So that's why I choose to eat oil-free. But again, if I'm having a cheat meal or a treat day or a free meal, whatever you want to call it, I don't care if it has oil or not. It's just if I'm cooking, whatever I'm cooking, no oil. When creating a meal plan, how often do you allow vegan processed foods? I follow a flexible dieting approach. I count macros. My coach gives me these macros and I am free to do what I please with these macros. I feel my best eating the majority of my calories from whole foods. So I kind of have like an 80-20 approach where 80% of my calories come from whole foods and 20% I call in my fun foods. So I do incorporate some vegan fake meats from time to time, condiments, a cookie here and there, and it just has added so much balance into my lifestyle that when I'm dieting or I'm in competition prep and things like that, I don't feel like I'm depriving myself from everything, and I have a lot of variety into my diet. It's almost easier to stick to your goals when you have a treat here and there. I mean, I like it doing that way, and I'm about balanced lifestyle these days. I'm not about any extremes anymore and like just doing high carb or low carb, or you know, I just approach life in general very balanced these days, and I am definitely enjoying it. So yeah, that's how I approach my competition prep and my off season. I do like an 80-20 approach. How long would you say it took you to develop all the muscle mass that you have today, especially being vegan? How did you initially start vegan bodybuilding? Okay, so we're gonna have to back it up a few. I went vegetarian at the age of 15. I'm 29 right now. At the age of 16, I started surfing. I went on to do surfing as a career for a very long time. Then when I met my husband, George, we both went vegan. We went vegan about 6 years ago, and that's when our vegan bodybuilding journey kind of started. I was inspired by George to start bodybuilding. He also inspired me to be vegan. I can't compare it to anything else because I've been a meat-free athlete for so long. Like I did professional surfing before being a vegan bodybuilder. It wasn't hard at all. Putting muscle mass as a newbie, if you do it right, can be easier. So we did a lot of research, and I knew I needed a foundation to start a prep. I can't just go into a prep and expect to lose all this fat and have muscle. No, because I was gonna be skinny. So I knew I wanted to be competitive. So in 2016, I took a whole year off to bulk and put on all this muscle mass and all of that before I ever stepped on stage. So in 2016, I decided to do that, and I did it as a vegan. Like I said, I just been vegetarian for so long before that, and vegan for about 3 years when I started vegan bodybuilding. So I can't compare it to anything else because it's all that I know. But in terms of eating, is not hard. Same macros, principles apply to non-vegans than vegans. You just have to pick different food choices. Once you know what foods are high in protein in the plant kingdom, it's so easy. And these days, it's easier and more accessible to be vegan than ever. So I didn't think that part was difficult at all. It's just about educating yourself and taking the time, being patient and not rushing into a show, being patient and really putting in that work to build your body so you have a nice foundation to start prep. So if we kind of look at it, from the age of 15, I've been vegetarian and I started surfing at 16. A very long time being an athlete and being a vegetarian. As a surfer, I naturally had a wide back from all of those years of swimming. So I think I had a really nice foundation, and the minute I started incorporating weight training and proper weight training to build muscle, I started seeing amazing changes, and my whole body composition changed. Now my whole story, I kind of shared it into detail in a few podcasts, so I'm gonna link those podcasts in the description down below so you can listen to them. I go deep into my vegan and bodybuilding journey stories, so hope you guys listen to those. I'm gonna link them in the description box below. That's all the time that I have today, guys. Thank you so much for all these off-season or improvement season questions. They were amazing. I'm really happy I got a chance to answer some of these. Hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.